Shane Beamer, who had the choice, selected to put his offense on the field first against this Georgia D that hasn't given up a touchdown.
Well, Spencer Rattler told us yesterday they want to attack this defense. Good luck.
Jack Podlesny kicks off. It'll be a touchback. Through for 376. He is given plenty of time, fires over the middle, and it's caught for a 12-yard gain by his former Oklahoma teammate Austin Stogner at tight end. To carry on Joyner, who's one of the 4 starting quarterbacks who won a game for South Carolina last year. He doesn't get anywhere near the line to gain. Malachi Starks, the freshman. 2nd down and 10. Bennett out of the gun. Kenny McIntosh, the running back. He's been an excellent receiver. Out wide, it's Ladd McConkey trying to get to the first down marker. He did not. Stopped by Marcellus Dial, the cornerback. Really about a foot for Bennett, who hands it off, and McIntosh bumps off the pile and goes down. Shane Beamer, the Carolina coach, told us yesterday.
Does not present the same challenge in that regard, but their offensive line very good.
There's a little flip forward to Brock Bowers, the outstanding tight end. And he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nice call by Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, and another first down.
Yeah, today than they have the first 2 games, but they're going to set it up with perimeter passing.
Kendall Milton is the running back now. He's a second-teamer. Wide open, Ladd McConkey. All kinds of running room. And he's out of bounds inside the 20. And Todd, this start is reminiscent of 2 weeks ago against Oregon when they just threw the ball on the perimeter to receivers who are wide open.
Yeah, Georgia, both excellent receiving threats. And McIntosh out of the backfield.
They lean on McIntosh, finds a big hole, and has the first down. Just inside the 5. And goal from the 5. They have quieted this raucous crowd very quickly. The reverse. Brock Bowers turns the corner and scores. Another great call by Todd Monken and beautifully executed by the Dogs. A 5-yard touchdown run for the sophomore Brock Bowers.
Well, really good execution, just like we saw a couple weeks ago.
There's Jack Podlesny to add the extra point. And the Georgia Bulldogs in their first true road game in Atlanta. Their largest win ever against an AP-ranked team. They shut out Samford last week in a battle. The Bulldogs, long throw and a catch. Jaheim Bell, who does it all for the Gamecocks. The catch and run to the 28-yard line, a 41-yard pickup.
Rhythm throwing the football down the field.
Juju McDowell, the running back now. They fake a draw to him. They're trying to throw a wheel route, and it's picked off along the far sideline. The freshman Starks, who had one in the opener against Oregon, he has done it again. And Todd, reminiscent of 2 weeks ago against Oregon when you said Bo Nix. The Georgia Bulldogs, they marched down the field on their first drive. And they're at the South Carolina 43 to start this one. Kenny McIntosh down to the 28.
Now looking back at this interception, I'm trying to figure out
of his passes through the first 2 games, and he's 5 out of 6 today. Back to the run with Milton. He swung down, but he has the first down. Sherrod Green tackled him.
Here since that point.
Bennett pulls it down and takes off. Stetson Bennett inside the 5, lunging for the pylon. No signal yet. Now there is. Touchdown, Georgia.
One of the things that won the job for Stetson Bennett and won the hearts of the coaches was his ability to make plays with his feet and his legs. Here's the end of the play. Reaching the ball.
I think he's out of bounds.
I think he stepped out before the ball hit the pylon.
They clearly did. The interception really hurt on their last possession. Kendall Milton, the running back, lowers his head, and that's a touchdown. Georgia, 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns. Great them drives of double-digit plays. Podlesny adds the extra point. He's now made 50 in a row. Struggled on 3rd down, just 25%. Rattler in trouble, and he was hit as he threw it. Falls incomplete, intended for Marshawn Lloyd. It was Michael Williams, another true freshman, who has opened eyes very quickly in Athens. He's a defensive end.
End tackle stunt, and Williams, with his speed and length, got to the quarterback.
It's a fake punt, and it is completed for a 1st down. Trayvon Kenyon is the tight end. Kai Kroger, now 3 for 3 passing in his career. They lean heavily on Beamer ball, and Pete Lembo, a great special teams coach.
Well, watch the punter. First, he is going to look to his left to move that linebacker out of the way and open up a throwing lane to the backside tight end, Kenyon.
For a 20-yard gain. First catch of the year for Kenyon. It was their 3rd-string tight end. There's that hole for Marshawn Lloyd, and another 1st down. And the pile driven inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Coming in, the kicker, Mitch Jeter, with a big leg.
Not going to win with field goals.
No. And nothing there for Christian Beal-Smith. Smile Munden, another new starter, sophomore from Dallas, who's off to a nice start this season. Kirby Smart singled him out.
Georgia back, but it looks like they're going to go for it.
And pressure brought by Georgia. Rattler has his man, but short of the 1st down. Jalen Brooks ridden across the far sideline, well short. Keely Ringo made the tackle. People you would ever meet. Shane is evidence the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Bennett over the middle, caught and powering for extra yardage. Darnell Washington, the huge tight end.
To Charlotte and to here.
They have 6 grandchildren, 3 here, 3 in Charlotte. Charlotte only about an hour-and-a-half drive from Columbia. Here's a flea flicker. McIntosh flipped it back to Bennett. McConkey in double coverage, and they throw flags. Nick Emanwari, the true freshman, had primary coverage. They had 2 men there. They didn't really need to interfere, it seemed. Emanwari knocked it down.
The ball was thrown so high, Emanwari, he thought he was beat. But
leg, be about a 50-yarder from here. Very little breeze at the moment. Betts in the short set. Stetson Bennett the short set, and he finds McConkey.
His break, I mean, they're just right on cue in between 2 defenders.
And they snap it quickly. That's thrown into traffic. There are 2 flags down. The catch made by Marcus Rosemy-Jackson, one of the great names in college football. Good for a 1st down at the 7.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 players on the field with the snap. The penalty is declined. Result to play is a 1st down.
6'7", 250-pound target in the red zone.
They go to the other tight end, Brock Bowers.
Wow.
Touchdown! With fortune there. But Bowers is just too good. And Stetson Bennett.
Having skills and a bigger body.
It's his first touchdown catch of the season. He had 13 last year to set the single-season Georgia record. He'll catch many last season. They haven't given up a defensive touchdown this season. Touchdown well on defense. Rattler checks it down. Juju McDowell bringing a little juju to the offense. And out of bounds with a 1st down at the 37 after a whiff by Chaz Chambliss. I don't see anything yet from the Harvard of Central New York, Syracuse University. 2-0. Here's McDowell, almost broke free. They've had a couple of runs where the last man who had a chance to tackle the runner did before a much bigger game. That time it was Kamari Lassiter down. They did convert a fourth down on a fake punt. Twisting up front. They hope for run after the catch from Brooks, and they got just a little. He's out of bounds in Georgia territory at the 48-yard line, but still about 7 yards shy of the line to gain. Third down, a long 2 with McIntosh, the running back. Pressure up the middle, and Benson.
Wow.
Stetson Bennett. I want to make that into something smaller. Threw it up dangerously in the general direction of Kenny McIntosh. Third down and 4. Georgia acting like it might bring pressure. And they don't, and they stuff the run. Marshawn Lloyd driven all the way back inside the 30-yard line. Ingram Dawkins there again. Redshirt freshman from here in South Carolina, from Gaffney. They had 15 players drafted off the national championship winning team, the record. 8 on defense, 5 of those in the first round. And here they are, dominating the competition through the first 3 games. Brock Bowers, the catch and run, and a first down to the 29-yard line.
Again, you see his ability.
Georgia in no hurry. They have plenty of time to go down the field with all 3 timeouts. Bennett on target, first down. Nice catch by Dominic Blaylock. Sideline. After the fake toss, Bennett got it off to Bowers for a first down.
What a play by Stetson Bennett. I mean,
we'll play more today without Alex Huntley up front. Okay, Todd Monken really deep into the bag of tricks. Lad McConkey ducks under a tackle and has a first down at the 25-yard line. State, that is the only takeaway by this Gamecock defense that led the conference last year with 24. Single coverage again, and excellent coverage by the freshman DQ Smith on Lad McConkey.
Good position on that coverage.
Jack Podlesny, excellent kicker from 42 yards, and it is good. He's 5 out of 6 this season, and his only miss was a 54-yarder. A lot of them last week against Arkansas. Rattler got it off. I think there might have been some holding up front, but no call. They tried to get it to Juice Wells, who still does not have a catch. And there's a flag, and it's going to be against Georgia.
I think it was Lassiter, 3-on-3.
Defense, number 3. Ball will be placed to the spot of the foul. It includes an automatic first down.
That right hand around the back is what drew the flag. I mean, he was there to go to the next play a lot here in the second half.
I think some people saw the TV show he was featured on when he was in high school, came away with an impression that may not be the reality. He certainly is a very humble young man in the visits we've had with him, both here and at Oklahoma. Jalen Brooks, the catch for Minnesota and Philadelphia. What a start to the season for Buffalo, winning against the Rams in LA, and what a thud to end the half with. Rattler forced to throw it away with 2 Bulldogs right in his face. And a smattering of boots.
That last time out.
As a high school player, and after the coaching staff here saw even worry, they asked the coach, please don't take him to any other camps. But we want him to be a Gamecock. Zach Pickens made the tackle on Kenny McIntosh.
Well, he is in there at one of the safety spots, so a depleted defense loses another right now, and right to the work is Stetson Bennett.
Brock Bowers, after the play fake, showing his great athleticism. He's going to take it all the way for his 3rd touchdown of the game. 78 yards.
I just mentioned the 3rd team safety in the ball game, B.J. Gibson. Stetson Bennett saw it, Todd Monken saw it.
Brock Bowers. Podlesny adds the extra point. On defense, but he's forced in there when he otherwise would not be playing in this game. Back shoulder throw and a catch. Spencer Rattler on target to Jalen Brooks. So if you're South Carolina here now,
your defense, they're not going to stop Georgia today. So offensively, you need to try to do some stuff to help them out. And there's their first third down conversion of the ball game. So that's a positive thing.
No denying the talent. Made him the Heisman Trophy favorite. Sometimes the decision making isn't always as it should be. They threw a wheel route for Lloyd, but he's out of bounds.
Well, again, pressure. You know, Spencer Rattler had to throw this backing up. Good time in the game for Georgia to work more on that running game. Again, coming into the game, they've been doing everything so well, but only 129 yards per game rushing. Throws pressure, doesn't panic, and dumps it off for a short game. Very comfortable.
Dejon Edwards breaks free from a poor tackle and finally gets swung down by the true freshman Eamon Warry, but it's a first down for Georgia out at the 47-yard line. A gain of opened the door for Stetson Bennett.
He never looked back.
No, he did not. He went 11-1 last season. The only loss was to Alabama in the SEC title game. There's another man running wide open. Kendall Milton tripped up, or that might have been a touchdown. It's Kawan Banks, another freshman, true freshman, into the secondary for Carolina. They have even more injuries out there today. Alabama with an MVP performance in the title game, national championship game against the Tide. Now he shows his running skills and weaves into the end zone. Not sure I'd want the quarterback running with a 31-0 lead, but it all works. This is an 11-yard touchdown run. I was going to finish by saying they went 8-0 in the SEC with Bennett last year.
And he's very effective.
Jack Podlesny for the extra point. And it's 38-0, just more than midway through the third. Matt, keep working hard. Not a big surprise that there's some one-sided games the early part of this college football day.
You know, Cincinnati, Miami of Ohio. I mean, you would think Cincinnati the upper hand, but that's a heck of a rivalry game.
Rattler in double coverage. Somebody has the ball. Georgia has it. Dan Jackson with the interception. Was intended for Jaheim Bell.
Well, this is a play where you're giving one of your best players a chance to make a play on the football. Jaheim Bell.
Out of Gainesville, Georgia. Carson Beck is going to come in to play quarterback now. The day is likely over for Stetson Bennett. Opener against Oregon, sophomore from Jacksonville.
Yeah, and he played most of the second half last week also, so he's getting some good reps, live reps. They're going to let him throw. He's a great thrower.
He's going to take no time to get loose, and they throw a flag for pass interference. Dylan Bell with fellow true freshman Kawan Banks in coverage. And stop us if you've heard this before.
The backhand on the jersey, that's why it was called from the side.
Defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, includes an automatic first down.
You know, Sean, we were talking about this yesterday, and they're still young and they're still growing, but I think Washington, along with Brock Bowers, Stetson Bennett, 3 years in the offense.
Branson Robinson, another true freshman. Branson Robinson dragged out of bounds near the first down marker. True freshman from Canton, Mississippi.
Recruiting state, lots of high school talent, and they have recruited at the top of the heap here for the last 4 or 5 years.
Play action pass by Beck, has a man wide open, and it's a touchdown. Oscar Delp, true freshman with his first catch. One of the top high school recruits in the country. Out of Cumming, Georgia.
96 for Georgia's reporting is player 44.
And he'll always remember his first reception. It wound up in the end zone, a 28-yard score.
Bell, who you were talking about earlier, and Carson Beck found the right guy.
Talk about recruiting as the extra point's good. Oscar Delp, number 12 overall in the ESPN 300 college game. 3 sacks and a 42-23 Georgia win.
And that was before South Carolina was in the SEC. Obviously, they weren't SEC East rivals, but they're playing what the opponent, how the game's going. They have a standard that they want to play to that's pretty high.
Spencer Rattler takes off, dives forward. He's about a yard short of the first down at the 44-yard line. Assistant coach in the country to this point in the year, it's super early. It would be him. And the play design, I know they have talent everywhere, but the play design has been magnificent. Nate Atkins, the ball carrier. And Kirby doesn't like the spot.
But you got to try to throw the football down the field here.
Pitched back to Juju McDowell. And he's ripped down by M.J. Sherman. Another backup deep down the depth chart. Last week they're getting annihilated here by Georgia. It might be the most lopsided final score in series history if it stays this way. Carson Beck showing he can run as well. And he gallops out near the 40-yard line. O'Donnell Fortune made the tackle. And they're going in a hurry. Branson Robinson for the first down. Tackled by Zach Pickens, who's still in there. Branson Robinson remains the running back. Shifts onto the right hip. Robinson. 5'10", 220. He played in the Under Armour All-American game. Ranked the #9 running prospect.
You know, penalties, special teams miscues, execution problems. I'm just amazed through the first 3 weeks of the season how well this Georgia offense has executed. I mean, the play calling, the execution, getting the football. Lots of guys get their hands on the football, and they know how to get it to their best players.
Carson Beck dumps it down, wide open. Cole Spear. Want to guess what class he's in? He's a true freshman from Calhoun, Georgia. That'll have to change.
Yep.
Devontae Reed, another injured starter in the secondary for Carolina. Back line of the end zone. And I think the ball came out to Nylon Morissette. Immediately one of my favorite names in college football. At it, redshirt sophomore, Kerrville, Texas. 21-yard try. And is there anything that doesn't work for the Georgia Bulldogs these days? LSU.
They better not look past the Kent State Golden Flashes, though, next week.
Luke Doty is in at quarterback. He dumped it off for Marion Brown, who then delivered a little stiff arm at the end of the play to Dan Jackson. 2-4 as the starting quarterback. He's appeared in 13 career games. He was 2-2 as their starter last year. It'll be 4 different starting quarterbacks with whom they won a game, which is a remarkable note.
No doubt.
He's been the right guard. They're starters. Doty dumps it out in the flat. Juju McDowell slipped as he went to cut. He's down at the 13-yard line. And there, 32 years old, Alabama grad. Both his parents were coaches. His dad was a football coach when he was growing up. Doty fires over the middle and it's intercepted. Tresman Marshall, after Ryan Davis put the heat on Luke Doty. Though they still have not given up a touchdown this season. Big year for Dino Babers. They needed to have a good season. It looks like they might. Vandergrift's pass is batted down in the middle of the defensive line by T.J. Sanders, a redshirt freshman. Complete domination by the defending national champs here today. On first down, Luke Doty keeps, runs for almost 10. They have Dante Miller in at running back now. He is a transfer from Columbia.
Got 2 games, winnable games. Charlotte, South Carolina State next on their schedule before they get back into SEC play. So they can get healthy and they can get back on the right track winning-wise in the next couple weeks.
How about That run after the catch by Jalen Brooks. He's another transfer out of Tarleton State. Substitution infractions. Doty given a clean pocket, has a man open, and it is caught in the corner of the end zone. Trayvon Kenyon with the first touchdown scored against Georgia this season. It comes with 53 seconds left in their third game of the year.
David Daniel Sissevan.
Mitch Jeter adds the extra point. He's a new kicker after 5 years from Parker White, who opened the season with 3 games in a row with at least 250 passing yards and a rushing touchdown. He is vaulting up the Heisman Trophy conversation. Veteran leader of this team. He'll be 25 next month. Kirby Smart, Shane Beamer. Shane spent 2 years in Athens on Kirby's staff. Another very impressive performance just about all the way around. Let's see if we can find some positives, Molly.